So today we're going to talk about different ways to motivate your students. There's two different ways. There's intrinsic and extrinsic.
All right, we're going to talk about the intrinsic and extrinsic types of motivation.
And so let's go to intrinsic.
Intrinsic is the ultimate goal. That's what you want for your students to start to develop within themselves, to be continual learners, that deep desire to continue learning because they feel passion for the subject. But extrinsic motivation is when you're just really struggling as a teacher and students aren't really focusing, not motivated at all. They are super bored in class, that just need that extra push because they're just not doing it on their own. As a teacher, you would just give them some kind of reward or incentive, some kind of goal for them to look towards when they are in the classroom.
Some different ways to do the extrinsic rewards are doing like a pizza party if they reach one of the goals that you set, or watching a movie after you read a book, or you could also do little treats here and there. So if you're playing a game and someone gets one right, you could just toss them a piece of candy and that kind of helps them to be motivated to participate. And another thing on the negative side of it is if they're not doing what you want them to do or behaving, you can take away something. So if you're in a foods class, you can take away their lab privileges so they can't go in the kitchen and make anything. And so that will motivate them to want to do better so they get to do the fun parts of the class.
Our first tip is encourage your students. Create a friendly atmosphere in your classroom so that they feel comfortable and excited to learn. You can do things like telling them good job or good work and show excitement in their projects. Also, recognize the things that they've done well rather than just the things that they are doing poorly on.
Another way is to make real-life connections with what you're teaching. This makes the students more engaged in the material because it's something that they can actually apply in their lives. So when you make it applicable and tell them, like, hey, like you can use this in your real life, they're gonna be more willing to learn about it. And something else is use current events. That makes it, what they're learning about in other classes and watching on the TV and on the internet. So they're already knowledgeable about the material and they are willing to learn about what you're wanting to teach. And the other thing is use their opinions. You want to make sure that you can engage them by having them help you decide what to do. And it makes them feel in charge and wanting to do it.
Okay, another tip. Get creative. Change things up in your classroom, and whenever possible, do not lecture. Try to incorporate games, activities, visuals, even movies or video clips. You can change the atmosphere, change the schedule of your day. You can even decorate your classroom to create a warm and stimulating learning environment.
So you can also get them involved. You can have them have different jobs, different assignments throughout the class so that they have a piece of the classroom that they feel like they're in charge of. And you can also have them do like a government sort of thing, and so each person has like a different position and job that they're in charge of, and this can help them have a sense of accomplishment throughout the class.
Okay, to finish up our little video blog for you, we just wanted to say to really focus as teachers on the intrinsic type of motivation, which are some of these tips that we gave you today, because it will help your students be able to be lifelong learners and they will be interested in the subject matter and the school day will be interesting and exciting to them.
Overall, just having these steps in your classroom can really help you change the scene and make it more interesting for the students to be motivated to do the assignments and get involved in your class.
So that's motivation.